Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Live Accessible. The Assistive Technology and Trends online conference AT-TOC is fast approaching, and I recently did a video about it, and I will link that up in the YouTube cards and down in the description below if you want to learn about it and how to register and join the waitlist. But today, I'm joined by Tim Richard. He's a fellow planning committee member from AT-TOC, and another really great reason to sign up for the waitlist is he's going to be doing a free seminar called The Top 3 Lessons Learned Teaching Assistive Technology Remotely. So welcome, Tim. Thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Carrie. Thanks for this time together.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I've been teaching in the field of blindness and low vision since 1997. I started off in Los Angeles at the Braille Institute as a certified orientation mobility specialist. Then I transitioned over to the Foundation for the Junior Blind at that time, it was called. Then I think it was changed their name to Junior Blind of America. And then now I think it's called Wayfinder. But I ran a transition program there for 16 to 21-year-olds. I was a coordinator, and it was called STEP, Student Transition Enrichment Program. Then my wife and I moved to Colorado Springs, to work at the Colorado School for the Deaf and Blind. I was a transition teacher there for a few years. And after that, I transitioned over to the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. And I started teaching orientation mobility, and then I got my degree in vision rehabilitation and therapy. And while I was there, I also became a certified assistive technology instructional specialist. I wish the names were shorter, but they're not. So I guess I call it a CADIS. And but then in 2017, I started my own business called iSight Rehab to really focus on seniors and homemakers who, in 2017, Voc Rehab could no longer work with individuals who are blind or visually impaired who were not planning to go back to work. And so they used to be able to be served under the homemaker goal. Well, that changed, and in areas where there aren't organizations like the Lighthouse or Braille Institute, you didn't really have a lot of access to instructional services. So I got a grant to work with seniors, and I contract back with Voc Rehab and a few other places. And also in 2019, I started a nonprofit to try to generate some funds to work with homemakers as well. So that's a little bit about me.
That's
Probably too
great.
much about me.
No, sometimes I feel we need a dictionary for all those terms like CADIST and VRT and everything like that.
Right.
But it's great that you can fill in the gap for those times when they no longer provide services, especially for seniors and people like that don't necessarily want to go back and have a vocational goal like that. So how did you, from there, start AT-TOC? How did that come about?
AT-TOC. That's a good story. So last year, well, actually, it was January of 2019. Well, that's when I did a presentation. But before that, Cassie Maloney from Allied Independence reached out to me to see if I would do a presentation for her International Online Orientation Mobility Symposium. And I did that. And after I did that presentation in January, her and I were talking, and she said, we should do a online conference for assistive technology. And I said, that'd be a great idea. And actually at the time I was over at ATIA in Florida. And so we came up with the idea before the COVID-19 pandemic, and every conference went online. So it was originally planned before everything went online. So, and so we just said, let's plan it. And we wanted to focus it really on other individuals, teachers as well, mainly, that really looking for some connections to other teachers, whether it's O&M, VRTs, AT instructors, and way to keep up with the technology and the trends.
How did you come up with that name, AT-TOC?
Well, I came up with that name. I remember I was driving to Pueblo, Colorado with a client, and I just wanted something that would actually be kind of catchy. So, Assistive Technology and Trends Online Conference, AT-TOC. We're going to talk about AT. So, I thought that might work, and hopefully it's catchy and it catches on.
Yeah, I love it. It's AT-TOC. It's not spelled the same way, but it sounds like it, so it's pretty cool. I
Right.
love that.
And when people first look at it, they'll say at talk, and it's one of those things where they're not going to pronounce it correctly when they first look at it, but that's okay. They'll eventually do.
Yeah, in a few years, everybody will know AT-TOC.
There you go.
And so tell us a little bit, how did you get in the field? How did you even go, like, start teaching visually impaired and blind?
That's a great question. So I started off when I was 22, and I just moved to Los Angeles from Minneapolis. And I was at church, and there was one of the members there was is blind, and he had a orientation mobility instructor who was a teacher, professor at Cal State Los Angeles, and they were looking to find new students in the O&M program at Cal State LA. And so he brought it to a midweek church service and announced it. And I just moved to LA, and I was working with kids with autism, doing behavior modification. And I heard about this, and I said, let me check this out. And I went down to Cal State LA, checked it out, and I've been in the field ever since. And so I've really enjoyed working in this field, and it's been a really rewarding time.
I love that. As a wrap up, and something that I ask everybody who comes onto my channel, what's one piece of encouragement or advice that you could give somebody who's blind or visually impaired?
One piece of advice I could give,
Just one.
just one. I know there's so many right now. I would just say keep learning, and especially in a time where technology changes so quickly, and it can become so frustrating to keep up with everything. Even today, my son's 13, and I'm trying to track if he's doing his homework or not online on Schoology, and I'm trying to wait, where do I log in? Which website is this? And it gets so confusing and so hard to keep up with everything. But it's so important because, especially even post-COVID, everything's going to be more and more online, and we have to adjust to that. And so my one piece of advice, it would be try not to get overwhelmed and just keep learning, keep growing, and keep developing your skill set so you can be effective online and still communicate with the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is going online more and more every day.
That's absolutely true, and I agree 100%. Thanks so much, Tim, for joining us today. And again, everybody, check out the links down below to join the waitlist, and definitely look out for his free seminar coming up. Again, the title of the seminar is The Top 3 Lessons Learned Teaching Assistive Technology. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more videos about AT-TOC and all the updates coming up soon. Give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next one.